many of you may know, or not, that there's been sort of an explosion of these boutique pick makers. And you can buy custom-made picks for as high as $50. These boutique makers usually are in the $10 to $50 sort of range. I have an interesting, well, maybe not interesting, but I have always been interested in customized picks. And many, many, many years ago, 40 years ago, I worked for a company that made agate wind chimes out of agate stone. We cut the agate and polish it, and I would take bits and pieces of broken agate and I would make picks out of them that I would use. I had some delusion of grandeur that I was going to manufacture them someday, and I liked them because they were thicker and hard and smooth because they were polished. There came a time a year or two later where I stopped using the agate picks because they were too hard. There was no flex, no give to them at all, and so I sort of lost interest. But I never lost interest in the idea of customized picks and thicker picks. So this little video is going to be in praise of JB picks, which is what I use. Let me get the logo here if I can. So he makes customized picks in a variety of sizes. Here's a couple that I have, different size, and a couple different materials as well. He also puts bevels on the pick. Probably cannot get that. He does what he calls a speed bevel, faster bevel. He'll do right-handed or left-handed bevels. Most of his picks are like $11, so they're not cheap, but they're not at the top end of the $30, $40, $50 picks as well. And I really love them. I bought 5 or 6 of them. Most of them are this sort of material. Again, I wouldn't know what the difference is. It's obviously a manufactured plastic material that's made to look sort of a tortoise shell-like. I like 2 millimeters, so it's a thick pick. He also uses this tagua nut kind of material in a different line of picks that he has, and it's a little different sound. These are the best picks that I've ever owned, and again, over 50 years, it seems like I've owned many, 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 and experimented, and as I said, tried to make some of my own. They're a great combination of, they're thick, which I've always liked. The bevel gives them a nice attack. And the material is just enough. I mean, it's very hard, it's very firm, but it's just got enough give to really tick all my bells. It seems to me that picks are extremely subjective. There is no objective, this is a good pick, this is a bad pick. The shape, the size, the bevel, no bevel, the material, obviously the thickness, all of those are subjective as to the sound that you like. So really, I can't objectively tell you these are better than anybody else, but I can tell you they do a nice job. They are custom made. I think it's a one-person shop. He also sells these abrasive pads with 2 sides in order so that you can polish up your bevel again when it gets a little rough, which is really cool. And he sells them on his website, but when I've ordered, if I order 2 or more, he throws one in. I don't know if that's his policy or what, but I've gotten a couple free ones. So and I use them. I will periodically do a quick swipe of the bevel to buff it up again, and it works very well. So that's a nice added extra. So I'm not sure what more I can tell you. I cannot objectively play for you and say, see, this is how they sound compared to the average pick. But, I've had great success with them. They hit my ear just well, and my fingers, and there's just something about them I've liked a great deal. So I thought I would at least recommend trying a JB pick. He sells them from his website. He also sometimes sells them off of eBay, so you can get them a couple of different ways.